A suburban high school, this time near Los Angeles, is closed this morning while students and police look for anything that might explain America's latest deadly school shooting. A string of gunshots caused chaos yesterday at Saugus High School just as the day was getting started. A 14-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl were killed. 3 others were wounded.
The suspect is a 10th grader, Nathaniel Burhow. His 16th birthday was yesterday. He's now in critical condition with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, is at Saugus High School in Santa Clarita. That's just north of L.A. David, good morning. Why did this happen? How did this happen? Where's the investigation stand?
The sheriff says the gunman acted alone, but they really have no motive to explain why he would have ever done this in the first place. The sheriff says the suspect used a handgun, and at the scene they found a magazine which was empty. The sheriff says every bullet was used on a student except the last one that the gunman used on himself. The lead detective in this case says he watched video from inside the school that shows everything which happened. And from the moment the student pulled the handgun out of his backpack, started shooting, and then shot himself, it took just 16 seconds. Last night there were tears, hugs, and raw emotion as this community comes to grips with the horror that happened hours earlier. 2 teenage victims were killed on the campus of their own high school by one of their own classmates. How are you feeling now?
Still feeling confused.
Julian Sandino's a freshman at the school. He told me he saw the shooter from just 50 feet away and he took off running. Hours later when we met him, he was still trying to make sense of the senseless.
I want to know why he did it and what was the reason for it?
We've got an active shooter at Saugus High School. We need all units to respond.
That was the police call at 7:38 a.m. The school day was just beginning. And off-duty officers whose relatives are students at the school were some of the first on the scene. Student backpacks littered the site where the shots rang out. Panicked teens dropped everything and took off running in every direction.
We all raced out, and then while we were racing out, we heard 3 more gunshots behind us. And it's just the scariest part is that you don't know where they're coming from.
I need paramedics escorted into me right now.
Inside the school, teachers heard the shots and they reacted quickly, securing the doors and building barricades using their desks.
We saw people running outside of our window, and so we locked the door and we hid ourselves behind the teacher's desk.
She was shot in her side here, and she was actually shot again in her shoulder as well.
Choir teacher Caitlin Holt was inside the school. She helped one of the injured students by dressing and bandaging a gunshot wound.
There's just nothing that I, as a teacher, that could have prepared me for that.
If you've been following this story, you may have heard the Sheriff's Department say yesterday that there was an Instagram account with a post that said, "Saugus, have fun at school tomorrow." And the Sheriff's Department said that account belonged to the gunman. Well, Instagram has reportedly said it does not belong to the gunman, and they have disabled that account for violating the company's policies. Listen, Everytown, which is a gun control advocacy group, says what happened here at Saugus High School yesterday was the 85th incident of gun violence at a school this year. Anthony.
All right, David, thank you.